But just for the record, I'd like to get you on record on telling me what is your favorite innovation or piece of technology of the last 5 years and why?
No, that's a great question. There's so many things that I feel that have been so innovative. And again, to me, I find things like the paperclip so innovating because it really allows me to think that if you put your mindset, if you put yourself in that position on the inventor or the person that was trying to come up with the solution to being able to keep papers together, what was that process? How was that process? And what were the steps that they took to be able to come up with this innovative idea of the paperclip? So to me, AI has really taken
Mm,
a different meaning, and you have seen the evolution of AI really transform because the way you can also look at AI is, and it's one of the things that Google has been asked because the Google search, right? Let me Google this, and you would go into Google and you would ask Google,
yes,
what is the capital of a certain state? Well, now we're doing the same thing, but the AI machine is really the one that's processing the question and producing the answer. So AI for me has been it's been a process, it's been a transformation process, but you have a voice AI, which we've always been using, but now we're enhancing it, which is Siri. Siri, for the most part, was the initial onset of a voice AI. When you look at text AI, we look at Google search, but now we have ChatGPT. And so I think that the evolution of AI is really going to transform the way we process information and the way that we process data, because for what it's worth, and we need to make sure that we're not afraid of it. But unfortunately, it is a word that we need to use. Unfortunately, the machine can process information a lot faster than we can. But if we utilize that to the best of our ability, we'll be able to manage the outputs that these machines are going to give us. And if we are able to manage these outputs, I mean, sky's the limit on what we can do in the future and business innovation.
absolutely. And the thing that I love about AI is way it can give back such a deeper and broader, more robust packaging of the information. And you were talking about the transition from when you were just doing uh, basic Google searches or whatever, and now it can come back to you like a report, like an essay, packaged in all kind of very robust pieces.
No, absolutely. And it's not just the fact that and that is just a subset of AI, because the true dynamics of what AI is going to represent is endless. And it really just comes down to one thing, and that's data. We have so much data. Everything that we do has a data collection set that we could potentially group into different subsets that would allow us to predict things that we normally would not have been able to predict within hours or days. If we take those data sets and put them into an algorithm that the AI that we create, I mean, we can create algorithms and we can create different AI subsets that would allow us to predict things based on data sets that we feed it. So the
Yes,
AI systems still need to get trained, and that's the most important. So to me, it's really going to allow us to be able to manage the outputs in so many different ways and so much faster. So we're going to be able to come up and make stronger and harder decisions quicker, which is going to be it's going to be great when it's utilized in the business sense, but also in government, and hopefully one day government can accept those things.
absolutely. All right, moving on to the third question, and that is really what is your most surprising innovation or piece of technology, i.e., something that, you know, was a piece of innovation or piece of technology that you thought was strange or maybe even stupid when it first came out, but now you think it's the greatest thing in the world?
That's a good question. And and to be honest, I mean, to be fair, I think that when you frame it up in that way, um, I I never liked the wireless headphones. I always felt like I needed to have it connected, and it took me a while to actually get these you know these iPods or the earpods, and it took me a while to get them because for a long time I needed to have that connection. I still have them with me right now, but so for a little while I thought that it was a little bit you know, whether you couldn't hear me, whether there was too much static, what happens if I'm too far away. I mean, there was a lot of unknowns that I had. But again, as you continue to utilize it, as you continue to test it, you start to see the dynamics. And there's some things that are good and some things that are bad. Things that are bad is that if you don't charge them, they die, right? I mean, so
Right.
that's not good, right? And so those are some of the things that you need to be able to sort of ingrain as part of your overall things that you do every day. So making sure that your earpods are connected and hopefully charged. And that took me a little while. So I would say that in the beginning, I thought that there was a little bit far off, but now it's unbelievable that what the future is going to hold for these. I actually ended up getting the sunglasses that have those capabilities as well.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
put on the sunglasses. It's connected to my iPhone, and I'm able to listen to music and make phone calls and have conversations. It's just unbelievable.
Outstanding. Yeah, I'll tell you, my piece of technology was this, the iPad. I thought when the iPad first came out, it's like, wait a minute, it just does what an iPhone does, but it's just bigger. What is this? What's the
Right,
value add here? But
right, exactly.
you see all of the different applications that really in that sweet spot for the size of a tablet, particularly in industry and operational kinds of concerns, where the tablet is the right size, better than a computer, even better than a laptop, to be able to for workers to use to process and input and extract data.
Right. No, exactly, exactly. And so, we have to be able to work through those, those issues or those the things that we think may not be working. And once we start utilizing them and you see how they work, then you start, having better decision making on whether you're going to go big or you're going to go with bigger earpods or, the newer generations and so forth. But you have to be able to at least try it. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that we must do.
Yes, constantly, iteratively experimenting.